You wanted a new bootleg shit? You got it. Today is a very special Independence Day edition of bootleg shit. So without further ado, hit that motherfucking intro! Fighting games on the NES and Famicom have not always been great. We've seen the likes of Karate Champ, Karateka, Yi Era Kung Fu, and even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter, which is probably the best fighting game on the NES, though that's not really saying a whole lot. And sadly, the bootlegs don't help either. We've seen a select few decent fighters like Street Fighter 3, which I reviewed way back in 2008. However, we've also seen a lot of really bad ones, and that includes the bootleg Mortal Kombat games. I'll review all the bootleg Mortal Kombat games in the future, but one game that really ticks me off is a game called Mortal Kombat Trilogy, or Mortal Kombat 5. Why does it have two names? Well, you're about to find out why. Okay, so we start off with what appears to be the title of the game, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, but then you come to the title screen and it reads MK5. So what's it gonna be? Mortal Kombat Trilogy or MK5? Does this game have an identity crisis or something? You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna compromise. Let's call it Mortal Kombat Trilogy 5. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but it's way better than having an identity crisis. If any of you guys have a better name, feel free to post it in the comments below. Maybe you can come up with something like Mortal Crap or whatever. And by the way, doesn't the title screen remind you of the Screen Gems S from Hell logo? See the similarities? And right off the bat, this game already has some ear-raping music. You think this is bad? Trust me, it gets much worse when you play the rest of the game. Anyway, in this game, you get to play as 8 characters: Sindel, Liu Kang, Kano, Sonya, Sub-Zero, Stryker, Shang Tsung, and Kung Lao. The top and bottom ones are their alternate colors as separate characters. Don't know why they had to separate them, but it's a bootleg, just deal with it. But the most annoying part about the character selection screen is that every time you alternate between colors, you hear this weird clang sound, like clang, 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 clang. As if the shitty repetitive music isn't enough. I think we've dissected the presentation enough. It's already bad, but the gameplay is much worse. When you pick up the game, you're gonna say to yourself, wow, Kart Fighter was a million times better. And that's really sad. The first problem you'll notice is how slow the animation is and how delayed the controls are. It's not fun, it's frustrating as hell, and it'll make you throw in the towel the very second you pick up that Famicom controller. But that's just the icing on the cake. It gets even worse when you find out how frustrating it is to do special attacks. You gotta be very lucky to do moves like Sub-Zero's freeze, Liu Kang's kick, Kung Lao's hat throw, etc. The game's blood, and I use that term very loosely, is very weird. Every time you hit your opponent, it looks like meatloaf is coming out, or bread with sausage, or lasagna or something, I don't know. And when you perform a fatality, and again, I use that term very loosely, you or your opponent blow up into little mushrooms. Thank you, Mario, but the good Mortal Kombat games are on another console. The graphics are absolutely terrible. Is that really a surprise coming from a bootleg? The colors and backgrounds look like a 5-year-old drawing. Piss yellow, booger green, shit brown, any kind of disgusting color you can think of. Even the colors of the characters look completely wrong. I mean, look at Kano. He looks like the Hurricane from WWE. Stand back! There's a shitty game coming through. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, it's an 8-bit game. Of course it's not gonna look as good as the 16-bit versions. Even in 8-bit, it can still look good. I mean, look at the Sega Master System Mortal Kombat games. Hell, even the Game Boy with its monochrome graphics had better looking Mortal Kombat games than this pre-K coloring shitfest. Matter of fact, even other bootleg Mortal Kombat games on the Famicom look better. Isn't that sad? The music, like I said before, is fucking horrendous. It's obnoxious, ear-raping, and it repeats the same tracks over and over and over and over again. All in all, this game is a train wreck. It's ugly, broken, boring, repetitive, and overall shit. You don't feel like you're advancing at all. No Motaro or Shao Kahn, though that's probably a good thing. And you fight the same characters twice. And best of all, there's this. Oh god, this is a joke, right? Hey! We're live! I don't give a shit. Alright, after that crazy fest I just went through, I finally calmed down. Bottom line, this game is a disgrace to the Mortal Kombat franchise. And the people at Hosek of USA should be ashamed of themselves. And now for the final verdict. The jury has found Hosek of USA Company Limited guilty for making a fighting game as shitty as Fighting Hero for the Famicom and deliberately insulting this legendary fighting game franchise. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, Allie's gonna use a fatality as a punishment since this is a Mortal Kombat game. How predictable. Not quite. In my opinion, there's one finisher that's better than any fatality ever created. And that's the uppercut on the bridge from Mortal Kombat 1. God, that never gets old. Anyway, that's it for today's episode of Bootleg Shit. I'm Allie-RX, and I want to wish you all a very happy 4th of July. If you live in the United States, of course. Lastly, I want to leave you with 2 announcements. Number 1, this video was not a sponsored video. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. And number 2, you're probably wondering what's taking the Allie-RX Show Season 2 so long. Well, it's been in development hell since the beginning of the year due to personal issues, but now that things are getting much better, Season 2 is ready to kick off. So without further ado, here's a little preview.